Chosen one. They're alarmed because of your weird talent to rise when no one else would. You've been knocked down, counted out, underestimated, and every single time you come back stronger, sharper, more radiant than before. Someone's watching this unfold right now, obsessively replaying your every move, trying to decode how you keep doing it. You don't rebuild from fear, you evolve from faith. You let things fall apart that were never meant to stand and walk away without hesitation. That's what terrifies them. But what they don't realize is this: your power comes from something divine. You've been healing in secret, transforming in the dark, and now your light is impossible to contain. Let me tell you what gets observed when someone looks at you. Someone who makes decisions fast, too fast for comfort. You stand at the edge of cliffs, and you jump. You walk into darkness without hesitation. You end relationships that no longer serve you without looking back. You quit jobs that drain you without a backup plan. You move to new cities on intuition alone. You trust yourself in ways that seem reckless to people who don't understand spiritual timing. This is your weird talent. You can regenerate. You can reinvent yourself time and time again. Towers fall around you constantly. Major endings, sudden changes, relationships exploding, structures collapsing, things that would hospitalize other people mentally. But you do something that baffles everyone watching. You don't try to hold the tower together. You don't pick up the bricks. You pull down the remaining structure yourself. You accelerate the ending. You embrace the change. You say yes to the death, because you know rebirth is coming. You've gone through what should have destroyed you, and instead of being destroyed, you extracted lessons. Instead of becoming bitter, you became wiser. Instead of closing your heart, you opened it wider. Instead of playing small, you stepped into more power, and this pattern has repeated so many times now that observers are starting to understand something that makes blood run cold. You're not lucky. You're not just resilient. You're connected to something invisible. Every time you jump off that edge, something catches you. Every time you walk into darkness, something lights your path. Every time a tower falls, new doors open immediately. This pattern isn't random. This pattern isn't coincidence. You have divine backing. You have spiritual infrastructure. You have protection and guidance operating at levels beyond normal access. And the more someone tries to figure out your source, the more frustration builds, because your power isn't external. Your power can't be found outside. Your power lives internal. Your power stands integrated. Your power reflects who you are. What makes this talent so alarming is the speed of your recovery. Most people take years to bounce back from what you process in weeks. Most people need therapy for decades to heal what you release in moments of deep surrender. Most people require external validation to rebuild confidence while you generate it from within. This isn't normal human behavior. This is something else entirely. This is chosen one energy operating at full capacity. Notes have been taken. Literally, some people have been documenting your patterns, trying to predict when you'll fall and stay down. Waiting happens for the collapse that doesn't lead to resurrection. Anticipation builds for the moment when your weird talent finally fails you, and that moment never comes. Every single time permanent crumbling gets expected, you do something that defies expectations. You rise with more clarity than before. You return with more power than you left with. You emerge from the ashes holding gifts that can't be identified. But the full story remains untold. What you've actually healed stays hidden. What cycle you just broke remains unrevealed. And what's coming next definitely stays secret. Keep that in mind as we go deeper, because what's about to be revealed will connect all these dots in a way that makes everything make sense. Someone in your life right now feels like life isn't fair. Watching you receive opportunities creates thoughts that you're being handed things easily. Watching you heal quickly creates thoughts that you're not really doing the work. Watching you move forward easily creates thoughts that you're somehow cheating the system. What doesn't get seen is the internal war you fought. What doesn't get seen are the nights you cried alone. What doesn't get seen is the shadow work you did in private. This person might be family, could be a sibling, could be someone you once felt responsible for, someone you tried to help years ago, someone you tried to lift up who refused to rise. Watching you now from a distance means every win you experience feels like a personal attack. Every time you level up, being left behind gets felt. Every time you transform, being stuck gets felt. And instead of looking inward and doing personal healing, you've been made the focus. Here's the thing about jealousy. It makes people do strange things. It makes people move in the shadows. It makes people time attacks strategically. And yes, attacks is the right word. Because what's been happening to you hasn't been random. Those sudden obstacles that appeared out of nowhere, those people who turned on you for no clear reason, those opportunities that fell through at the last minute, those moments when everything seemed to go wrong all at once. Someone has been working behind the scenes. Attempts have been made to blind your intuition. Attempts have been made to cloud your judgment. Attempts have been made to make you doubt yourself. Attempts have been made to slow you down. Attempts have been made to keep you small. Attempts have been made to make you dependent on things that would trap you. And here's what creates alarm right now. Nothing is working. Every curse is becoming a blessing. Every attack is making you stronger. Every obstacle is becoming a stepping stone. And options are running out. What really eats at this person is comparison. Comparing journeys creates sickness. Watching you move through challenges like water flowing around rocks while feeling stuck, hitting the same wall repeatedly. Watching you attract support effortlessly while begging for scraps of attention happens. Observing you step into opportunities while still waiting for permission to dream happens. And this comparison poisons from the inside out. The most disturbing part involves watching you do less and receive more. You're not hustling yourself into exhaustion. You're not forcing doors open. You're not manipulating circumstances. You're not playing political games. You're simply being yourself, and somehow that's enough. That authenticity that can't be faked is your superpower. That alignment that can't be manufactured is your secret weapon. That trust that can't be comprehended is your access code to miracles. But remember what got mentioned about what's coming. Remember that something you healed recently changed everything. We're getting closer to that revelation. And when you understand what you actually broke free from, you're going to realize why complete panic mode has been activated. If this resonates with your inner knowing, hype this video to help fellow chosen ones find their way here. Something changed in you recently. A moment arrived when something inside you shifted fundamentally. A fear that had lived in you for years suddenly dissolved. A pattern that had repeated your entire life suddenly stopped. A wound that had been bleeding for decades suddenly closed. And you might not have even realized how significant this was until you noticed the external changes. Maybe you stopped being afraid of something that used to terrify you. Maybe you stopped tolerating behavior you used to accept. Maybe you stopped seeking approval from people who never gave it. Maybe you stopped explaining yourself to people who never understood. Something in your energy changed, and this person watching you noticed immediately. This shift got felt. This shift got seen. This shift couldn't be named, but something different was known. You started moving differently. You started speaking differently. You started choosing differently. You started showing up differently. And what created the most alarm is that you seemed lighter, more free, more powerful, less controlled, less predictable, less containable. You broke out of a cage that wasn't even realized to exist. You healed a generational wound. You broke a family curse. You ended a cycle that had been running through your bloodline for generations. This wasn't just personal healing. This was ancestral liberation. You didn't just free yourself, you freed everyone who comes after you. You said no to patterns of codependency. You said no to patterns of people-pleasing. You said no to patterns of self-abandonment. You said no to patterns of staying small to make others comfortable. When you broke that cycle, something shifted in the spiritual realm. Doors that had been locked suddenly opened. Paths that had been blocked suddenly cleared. Timelines that had been inaccessible suddenly became available. Your entire future restructured itself around your liberation. And this person watching you felt the energetic shift. Grip loosening got felt. Influence fading got felt. Ability to manipulate disappearing got felt. And terror set in. This shift also affected your tolerance levels. Things you used to stomach now make you nauseous. Dynamics you used to navigate now feel intolerable. Spaces you used to occupy now feel suffocating. People you used to entertain now feel exhausting. Your system upgraded and old frequencies can't run on new software. This is why you've been naturally distancing from certain people and situations. Judgment isn't happening. Outgrowing the resonance is happening. The person watching you is panicking because incompatibility with your new frequency gets felt. Soon you won't even register interference anymore. You'll be operating on channels beyond access, speaking languages beyond understanding, seeing realities beyond perception. And once that happens, all efforts to control you become completely pointless, because now a version of you exists that can't be controlled. A version of you exists that can't be predicted. A version of you exists that can't be contained. You're not the same person who was thought to be known. You're not playing the same game anymore. You're not operating from the same frequency, and scrambling is happening to figure out how to get you back in that box. But here's the truth that's starting to be realized. You're never going back. That door closed behind you. That version of you died, and what's rising now is unstoppable. While you've been watched from the outside, while your moves have been analyzed, an entire conspiracy has been happening in the spiritual realm on your behalf. Angels have been rearranging circumstances. Ancestors have been blocking attacks. Spirit guides have been opening doors. The universe itself has been orchestrating events to support your rise. Every time something negative got sent your way, it got transmuted before it reached you. Every time a door got targeted for closing, 3 more opened. Every time an obstacle got created, it became an opportunity instead. The fight someone thinks is happening with you is actually happening with the divine, and that's a battle nobody wins. You have protection beyond understanding. You have guidance beyond access. You have a direct line to source that bypasses all interference. When you jump off edges, the universe catches you. When you walk through darkness, the divine lights your path. When towers fall, spiritual forces immediately start constructing something better. This is why you keep winning. This is why you keep rising. This is why nothing works against you. Working extremely hard becomes necessary for everything received. Forcing becomes necessary. Manipulating becomes necessary. Scheming becomes necessary. Controlling becomes necessary. Meanwhile, you just trust and receive. You just surrender and flow. You just jump and get caught. To observers, it looks like you're being handed everything. What doesn't get realized is that you've already paid the price others aren't willing to pay. You've already done the inner work being avoided. You've already faced the shadows being run from. Your weird talent to regenerate is actually a partnership between your willingness and divine grace. You provide the courage to leap. The universe provides the net. You provide the faith to walk in darkness. The divine provides the light. You provide the strength to let towers fall. Spiritual forces provide the blueprint for what rises next. This collaboration is what makes you unstoppable. This alliance is what makes you unbreakable. This covenant is what makes attacks pointless. Interference is being attempted with a divine assignment. Blocking is being attempted on a cosmic plan. Working against forces that existed before time began and will exist after time ends is happening. The audacity of thinking you could be stopped would be laughable if it wasn't so tragic. Because every moment spent focused on blocking you is a moment not spent building a personal life. Every ounce of energy invested in your downfall is energy not invested in personal rise. Self-destruction is happening, while destruction of you is being believed in. While you've been rising, falling has been happening elsewhere. While you've been healing, hurting has been happening elsewhere. While you've been receiving blessings, consequences have been received elsewhere. Because everything sent your way is now circling back. This is how karma works. This is how divine justice operates. You don't have to fight your own battles. You just have to keep walking your path while the universe handles the rest. Heavy consequences are being dealt with right now. Things are falling apart. Money problems, relationship problems, health problems, legal problems. Everything tried to be inflicted on you is manifesting in another reality. And the worst part is knowing why it's happening. Full awareness exists that this is karmic payback. Full consciousness exists that this got brought on by personal actions, but stopping it can't happen. Reversing it can't happen. Escaping it can't happen. This is what happens when someone comes against a person the universe is protecting. This is what happens when someone attacks a person who's walking in divine purpose. This is what happens when someone tries to dim a light that source is amplifying. Failure doesn't just happen. Consequences get faced. And those consequences aren't coming from the person who got attacked. Those consequences come from forces that person is connected to. Right now, stress exists, anger exists, sleep loss exists, clarity loss exists, control loss exists. Everything is unraveling while everything is coming together for you. This isn't coincidence. This is divine design. This is the universe showing you that you're favored, you're chosen, you're protected, and anyone who comes against you faces the full weight of cosmic justice. Messages are being received now. Signs, confirmations, synchronicities, all telling the same thing. What got done was wrong. What got tried didn't work. What's being faced now are consequences. And these messages are getting louder, more frequent, more undeniable. The universe is making it crystal clear that a losing battle was being fought from the start, because defeating someone destiny has anointed can't happen. What's really breaking someone right now is watching the contrast. Life deteriorating gets witnessed while yours flourishes. Opportunities drying up get noticed while yours multiply. Relationships crumbling get observed while yours deepen. The mirror is so clear denial becomes impossible, and yet pride won't allow acknowledgement of the obvious truth. This got brought on by coming against someone who had no business being targeted. Some moments of clarity are starting to happen, where the mistake gets realized. Brief flashes where understanding comes that the wrong battle has been fought. Glimpses of awareness where seeing happens, of how much time and energy got wasted. But then ego steps back in and convinces to keep trying, keep interfering, keep attacking, and so the cycle continues. Consequences deepen while your blessings multiply. A massive opportunity approaches you, something that's going to change your entire life, something that's going to take you far beyond current reach, something that's going to elevate you to levels beyond imagination, and this can be felt coming. That's why panic mode has been activated. This opportunity might look like a job offer, might look like a relocation, might look like a business venture, might look like a creative project, might look like a relationship, might look like a spiritual calling. Whatever form it takes, it's going to require you to use that weird talent of yours one more time. It's going to require you to jump without seeing where you'll land. It's going to require you to trust the invisible net completely. This opportunity is going to open doors you didn't know existed. It's going to connect you with people who actually celebrate your gifts instead of feeling threatened by them. It's going to place you in environments where your light is welcomed instead of dimmed. It's going to give you resources that match your vision. It's going to provide platforms that amplify your voice. It's going to create circumstances where your purpose can fully express itself. But here's what has someone terrified. Once you walk through that door, you'll be completely out of reach. Not just physically distant, energetically untouchable. You'll be vibrating at frequencies beyond access. You'll be operating in dimensions beyond entry. You'll be living in realities beyond perception. And once you're there, all monitoring stops, all interference ends, all influence evaporates. This is your moment of decision. This is where you choose between comfort and destiny, between the familiar and the extraordinary, between staying small to make others comfortable and stepping into your full power. And something needs to be said that might sound harsh, but carries truth. Your growth is not responsible for anyone's discomfort. Your healing is not responsible for anyone's triggers. Your success is not responsible for anyone's failures. You don't owe anyone your smallness. You don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe anyone your sacrifice. You don't owe anyone your light dimmed to make darkness less obvious. What you owe is allegiance to your own soul. What you owe is faithfulness to your own path. What you owe is commitment to your own purpose. Everything else is negotiable. Every manipulation tactic will get used. Victim playing might happen. Family loyalty might get invoked. Past help given might get reminded. Attempts might happen to make you feel guilty for outgrowing someone. Accusations might come that you're changing. Words might get spoken that you're not the same person anymore. And you're going to smile and say absolutely right, because you're not the same person. You evolved, you transformed, you ascended, and you're never going back. Now let me put you onto something real. Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation and attacks while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose. And the beauty of it, you don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app. It's declassified consciousness technology. The same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play, and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. Shrinking is being asked of you. Staying stuck is being asked of you. Remaining accessible to manipulation is being asked of you. Choosing comfort over destiny is being asked of you. And the answer is no. Not maybe. Not let me think about it. No, because you've already paid too high a price for your freedom to give it back now. This is where the warrior in you steps forward. Not the fighter. The warrior. There's a difference. Fighters react. Warriors choose. Fighters engage with chaos. Warriors move with purpose. Fighters prove strength. Warriors know strength and don't need to prove anything. You're not fighting anyone. You're simply choosing yourself, and that choice is the most powerful weapon you possess. The warrior choice means you stop explaining your decisions to people who will never understand them. You stop defending your path to people who aren't walking it. You stop justifying your growth to people who are committed to staying stagnant. You simply move, silently, powerfully, decisively, and when questions come about where you're going, you smile and say nowhere that needs to be worried about, because your destination isn't anyone's business, your journey isn't anyone's concern, your destiny isn't anyone's territory. This choice also means releasing guilt, that false guilt programmed into you for daring to outgrow someone, that manufactured obligation to stay at someone's level, that artificial responsibility to make someone comfortable with your expansion. None of that guilt is real. None of that obligation is valid. None of that responsibility is yours. You're allowed to grow without permission. You're allowed to leave without explanation. You're allowed to rise without apology. Now the strategy that's going to protect your next moves gets revealed. Move in silence. Complete silence. Don't announce your plans. Don't share your dreams with people who don't genuinely support you. Don't post your moves on social media. Don't give any information that can be used against you. Keep your poker face on. Let wondering happen. Let guessing happen. Let trying to figure out your next move happen while you're already executing it. This is strategic warfare, not against anyone, against distraction, against interference, against energy vampires, against people who want to know your business so blessing blocking can happen. You're moving like special forces now, silent, swift, precise. By the time anyone realizes you've moved, you're already 10 steps ahead. Save your resources. Be smart with your money. Be wise with your energy. Be selective with your time, because when that opportunity comes, you're going to need to be ready to move quickly. You might need to travel. You might need to invest. You might need to take a leap that requires financial foundation. The universe is telling you to prepare, not from fear, from wisdom, not from lack, from strategy. Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stop defending your choices to people who would never make those choices. Stop seeking validation from people who are threatened by your growth. Stop wasting your energy on people who are not walking the same path. Your energy is currency. Spend it wisely. Invest it strategically. Protect it fiercely. Recognition is coming. Not the kind that comes from clout. The kind that comes from alignment. People are going to see you for who you really are. Your gifts are going to be acknowledged by people who matter. Your talents are going to be appreciated by people who can actually elevate you. Your story is going to inspire people who are ready to rise. This is about stepping into authentic visibility, not performance. Presence. Strategic silence also means becoming unreadable. Your patterns have been studied for too long. Your triggers are known. Your reactions get anticipated. Your moves get predicted. But when you go silent, when you become still, when you stop broadcasting your every thought and feeling, you become a mystery. And mysteries can't be manipulated. Unknowns can't be controlled. When you can't be read, strategizing against you can't happen. Your silence becomes your shield. Your stillness becomes your strength. This period of silence is also for recalibration. You're tuning into frequencies that require quiet to hear. You're receiving downloads that need space to integrate. You're aligning with guidance that speaks in whispers, not shouts. The less noise you make externally, the more clearly you can hear internally. And that internal guidance is what's going to navigate you through what comes next. Trust the quiet. Honor the stillness. Respect the silence. It's not emptiness, it's preparation. Remember when breaking a generational cycle got mentioned? Let me be specific. You healed your inner teen. That part of you that carried pain from adolescence. That part of you that felt different, weird, misunderstood. That part of you that didn't fit in. That part of you that was bullied for being sensitive. That part of you that was rejected for being too much or not enough. You went back to that younger version of yourself and you gave what was never received. Acceptance, love, protection, permission to be exactly who you were. And when you healed that wound, something massive unlocked. You got your joy back, your playfulness, your curiosity, your sense of possibility, that feeling that anything could happen, that excitement about life, that trust in the universe. You also broke a dependency, something you were using to cope with pain, something you were using to avoid feelings. Maybe it was a substance, maybe it was a behavior, maybe it was a relationship dynamic, maybe it was a coping mechanism. Whatever it was, you chose to feel instead of numb. You chose to face instead of escape. You chose healing over comfort. And that took courage most people don't have. This is what really creates alarm. Your ability to self-correct. Your willingness to look at your shadow. Your commitment to growth even when it's painful. Looking keeps happening for your weakness. Trying keeps happening to find your breaking point. Searching keeps happening for the thing that will make you crumble. But every time something gets thought to be found, it's already healed. Every time a wound gets tried for exploitation, it's already closed. Every time triggering gets attempted, you've already processed that trauma. You're not the same person being thought to be known. You did deep work that can't be seen. You integrated parts of yourself that weren't known to be fragmented. You called back pieces of your soul that weren't realized to be missing. You became whole in ways that are invisible to the physical eye, but radiate from your energy field, and that wholeness is what makes you untouchable now. The healing you did also involved forgiving yourself, not forgiving anyone else, forgiving you, for all the times you abandoned yourself to keep the peace, for all the moments you silenced your truth to avoid conflict, for all the instances you dimmed your light to make others comfortable, for all the ways you betrayed your own knowing to fit in. That self-forgiveness was the key that unlocked everything. Because once you forgave yourself for the ways you participated in your own dimming, you gave yourself permission to shine at full brightness, and that brightness is what's blinding someone now. Another layer of healing involved accepting your weirdness, that strange gift you have, that unusual way you see the world, that odd ability to know things without being told, that peculiar talent for feeling energies others can't sense. You stopped trying to be normal. You stopped apologizing for being different. You stopped shrinking your magic to fit in boxes designed for ordinary people. You claimed your weirdness as your superpower, and that acceptance is what activated your full potential. Doors are opening. Pathways are clearing. Pathways are clearing. Opportunities are lining up. Connections are being orchestrated. Resources are being mobilized. Everything is being arranged to support your next level, and this is happening at a speed that's going to surprise even you. Because when the divine moves, it moves fast. You're about to experience what gets called divine acceleration, where years of progress happen in months, where dreams manifest overnight, where opportunities appear out of nowhere, where the right people show up at the right time, where closed doors suddenly swing open, where impossible things become possible. This is what happens when you're in alignment with your purpose. Time bends, reality shifts, miracles become normal. Watching you fly is going to happen. Watching you soar is going to happen. Watching you step into a life that exceeds anything imagined possible for you is going to happen, and nothing can stop it. Because this is your time, this is your season, this is your moment. Everything you've been through was preparation for this. Every tower that fell cleared space for this. Every ending made room for this. Every wound became wisdom for this. You're not just surviving anymore. You're thriving. You're not just getting by anymore. You're dominating. You're not just healing anymore. You're whole, and everyone can see it. The light radiates from you. The peace emanates from your presence. The confidence shows in your walk. The wisdom comes through your words. You've become exactly who you were always meant to be. Someone who's been watching you is about to witness something that will haunt permanently. Seeing you completely unreachable is about to happen. Watching you disappear into a destiny that can't be followed is about to happen. Realizing that all the time and energy spent trying to stop you was completely wasted is about to happen. Because you were never stoppable. You were always going to rise. That was always how this story was going to end. The momentum building right now is creating a gravitational pull. You're attracting people, opportunities and resources at an accelerating rate. What used to take effort now happens naturally. What used to require force now flows easily. What used to demand struggle now unfolds gracefully. This isn't luck. This is alignment. This is alignment. When you're in your power, walking your path, living your purpose, the universe rearranges itself to support you. And that rearrangement is happening right now. Your weird talent to regenerate isn't random. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's divine design embedded in your DNA. It's soul purpose written in your destiny. It's spiritual infrastructure built into your being. You're a chosen one. And chosen ones don't break. Chosen ones break through. Chosen ones don't fall apart. Chosen ones fall into place. Chosen ones don't get destroyed by towers. Chosen ones use the rubble to build something better. Every time you've stood at the edge and jumped, you were training for this moment. Every time you walked through darkness, you were preparing for this portal. Every time you regenerated, you were proving to yourself and the universe that you're ready for what's coming next. And what's coming next is everything you've ever dreamed of and more. That opportunity mentioned, it's closer than you think. That door mentioned, it's about to open. That portal described, you're standing in front of it right now. All that's left is for you to make the choice you've made 1,000 times before. To jump, to trust, to leap into the unknown, knowing the universe will catch you. Because it always has, and it always will. So let alarm happen. Let bafflement happen. Let sleep loss happen from trying to decode your magic. While energy gets wasted studying you, you're going to keep doing what you do best. Rising, transforming, evolving, dominating, winning, flying, and leaving everything that tried to hold you down so far behind that visibility in your rearview mirror disappears. This is your confirmation. This is your validation. This is your sign. Everything you sensed was real. Everything you felt was accurate. Everything you knew was true. Trust yourself. Trust your path. Trust your weird talent to regenerate no matter what. Because that talent is about to take you places that will blow your mind. The divine has your back. The universe is conspiring in your favor. Your ancestors are clearing the path. Your spirit guides are opening doors, and you're about to walk through the biggest portal of your life into a reality so beautiful it will make every tower that fell worth it, every tear you cried worth it, every dark night worth it, every regeneration worth it. Welcome home, chosen one. This is where you've always been heading. This is what you've always been becoming. This is who you've always been. The person alarmed by your power was never your concern. Your concern was always becoming so aligned with your purpose that nothing could stop you. Mission accomplished. Now go claim what's yours. That weird talent of yours that creates so much alarm is about to become legendary, and no choice will exist but to watch from the sidelines as you step into everything you were born to be.